And when I was in high school, I really only had two things on my mind: girls and cars. and I wasn't doing very well with girls, so we'll talk about cars. But let's just imagine that when we finish, I'm going to let each one of you pick out the car of your choice. That is the only car you're going to get in your lifetime. Now, what are you going to do knowing that that's the only car you're ever going to have and you love that car? You're going to take care of it, but you're going to get one body and one mind, and that's all you're going to get. And that body and mind feels terrific now, but it has to last you a lifetime.
Everyone wants to have money, lots of it. Who doesn't? Admit it, it's part of human nature. It's because everyone wants to afford a particular lifestyle. Sure, it's wonderful to have beautiful things such as cars, houses, and other luxuries. Let's say you do become successful in your startup. Your bank accounts are looking nice. If the numbers keep increasing, that's great for you. You might be making a higher income than most people. The problem may lie after having plenty of it. The next question is, how do we manage it? If we don't know how to manage money, we may lose it in the quickest way possible. As important as it sounds, why then do schools fail to teach students the core of personal wealth? Please share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. Today, we look at some of the things about personal wealth you will never learn in school. Let's get it on! Poor wealth management can have catastrophic outcomes. The final resort would be filing for bankruptcy. Of course, that's the last thing we want to happen. Believe it or not, it happens to people like celebrities, millionaires, and the list goes on and on. If it can happen to them, it can happen to you. The real questions we must ask ourselves are these. Must we succumb to the endless cycle of debt? Is there a need to get things that are out of our reach? Is it normal to live from paycheck to paycheck? Whether you like it or not, many people fall into the same trap over and over again. Building wealth is a topic that can spark heated debate, promote quirky get-rich-quick schemes, or drive people to pursue transactions they might otherwise never consider. You hear a lot of talk about personal net worth, and you know it's important, but do you understand what it means? Knowing your net worth is how you determine your level of personal wealth. The net worth definition is adding up all the assets you own and subtracting all the liabilities you owe. And what remains is your net worth. If you follow this formula and your net worth is positive, that is the measurement of your wealth. Conversely, if your net worth calculation results in a negative amount, this means that you owe more than what you own. And that's not a desirable position to be in. It would be best if you got out of debt fast. Being a millionaire isn't a ticket to mansions, yachts, and caviar like it once was, but the goal is more reachable than ever. Here are some lessons on the personal wealth you won't be told in school. Number 1. Most millionaires are made, not born. Some folks figure that if they didn't attend boarding school as a child, they have no chance of becoming a millionaire. But you don't need rich parents to become a millionaire yourself. Just like Oprah Winfrey and the protagonists of virtually every Horatio Alger novel, the vast majority of Americans with a net worth of at least $1 million were not born rich. In fact, just 1 in 5 millionaires received money from a trust fund or an estate, according to The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko. Number 2. You don't need a high-powered graduate degree. With condolences to those with grad school debt, an advanced degree does improve your chances of higher lifetime income, but it doesn't necessarily improve your chances of joining the Millionaires Club. According to The Millionaires Next Door, only 18% of those with a net worth of $1 million or more hold a master's degree, while 8% have law degrees and 6% went to medical school. 74% of millionaires do have an undergraduate degree, even if they didn't stick around for their master's or PhD, according to Spectrum Group. This consulting firm specializes in wealth research and management. That number is 70.1% among the billionaire set, according to a 2015 WealthX census. Number 3. There is magic in compounding. Wealth creation lies in compounding. Each year, your money can earn interest on both the original amount and the interest earned from the year before. More years equals more interest, and more interest means faster asset growth and an easier path to $1 million. Thanks to the magic of compounding, A 20-year-old who saved $200 a month until retirement would have around $1,055,000 at age 65. That's not bad for less than the cost of a monthly pizza tab in some households. If you wait until age 30 and kick in $400 a month, that number begins to drop to about $918,000. A 50-year-old contributing $1,500 a month would have only $519,000 by retirement. Number 4. You don't need a high-paying job to become a millionaire. You have a good but not high-paying job. Let's say, for instance, that you write about millionaires on the internet. You should forget about ever becoming a millionaire, right? Actually, you should stick to your savings goals no matter what you do for a living. True, 13% of people with a net worth of $1 million+ are managers, but 11% work in education, according to Spectrum Group. According to the Millionaire Next Door, about 2/3 of millionaires are self-employed, often in everyday professions ranging from pest control to property management. No matter where you work or how much you make, what's important is starting to save early and continuing to save over time. Take the case of Paul Navone, who never earned more than $11 an hour as a quality control inspector at a glass plant. Yet, the retiree accumulated more than $3 million thanks to his unwavering savings discipline and sound investments. Number 5. The sooner you start saving, the better. It's never too late to make $1 million, but it takes more money as you age. If you're 45 and have no savings, you would need to put away $1,700 each month in order to retire at 65 with a cool $1 million. In other words, the longer you wait, the steeper the climb. Compare our 45-year-old, who will need to save $20,400 a year to hit $1 million by age 65, with a 25-year-old who will need to save $3,445 a year to reach the same mark. Once you accumulate the wealth, what follows is even more demanding: managing it. Managing your wealth goes well beyond just crunching numbers. Sure, there's plenty of math when it comes to wealth management, but there's also an element of art that goes into making sure your wealth works for your specific and often changing needs, goals, and overall lifestyle. The process of managing your wealth is multifaceted and consists of practices like budgeting, saving, investing, and even wisely spending your capital. For individuals, capital is mostly interchangeable with money, and most of us will generate it via salary, business profits, investments, and other common financial sources. The goal of managing your wealth is maximizing the value of your capital so you can apply it to your goals. Because, as we all know, goals, whether you're thinking about next year's vacation or how you can retire earlier to spend more time with your family, require funds. And these goals are just one of the things you must know before getting into the nitty-gritty of managing your wealth. First and foremost, to manage your wealth effectively, you must know why you're managing it. What do you want your money to do? Prioritize a list of short and long-term goals. In order to effectively manage your wealth, you also need a clear understanding of all the assets that make up your wealth. Take a moment to gather and organize all your financial information in a way that gives you a broad view of what's going on. Especially important elements of the wealth equation that you'll want to get cozy with are your income, your expenditures, any investments that you've made in the stock market or elsewhere, and any debts you might hold, from credit cards, student loans, mortgages, and more. Getting intimately familiar with how these all play together in your financial life will help you grasp where you are and inform which of your upcoming tips will work best as you manage your wealth to meet your goals. When it comes to managing your wealth, time is one of your best friends. The more time your wealth has to accumulate in investments or high-yield savings accounts, the longer returns and compounding interest have to add up. In fact, with enough time, the interest and dividends earned on what you put away can even exceed the amount you put in. It's this fact that makes starting early so important when it comes to your retirement account. So what are the advantages of learning money principles as a student rather than as an adult? Well, students who take a financial literacy course early have the most time to apply what they know, and many financial literacy students apply what they learned right away while they're still in high school. It's important to empower the next generation and teach them how to handle their money wisely. We want our kids to beat the debt statistics, but practically speaking, how do we make that happen? So while it's vital that a financial literacy course teaches money lessons, it's more important to give students an actionable plan to manage their personal finances. When students are financially literate, they don't just make smart decisions with their money. They build good habits that trickle down to their families, their communities, and eventually the nation. That's a trend that will change the toxic money culture and create a new normal. And it happens one student at a time. Each person has a unique gift to bring to the world, and financial success results from an investment plan that capitalizes on that uniqueness. How you retire early and wealthy is going to be different from everyone else you talk to or associate with. Any relationship with finance normally starts at home. We witnessed how our parents dealt with it. If your parents had no idea how to deal with finance, chances are you'll adopt this. Why? Because it's the only knowledge you picked up. Based on experience, there are a lot of problems, especially when it comes to poor spending habits and debts that are piling high. Break the vicious cycle. It doesn't have to be this way with you, since you know better. Ask yourself which is more important. Should we maintain a luxurious lifestyle by having no money in the bank, or become debt-free but have more than enough in the bank? You know the answer to this question. Some people think it's part of life living from paycheck to paycheck. It might work out for some people, but with those who plan, it won't do. Living this way is somewhat reckless. What if something terrible happens to you? Will you have emergency funds to help you recover? If your answer to this question is no, you have to start thinking and planning for your future. No one wants to be trapped in this vicious cycle forever, right? Good. You can start right now. Always remember, it's not your salary that makes you rich or how much money you can make in a year that makes you wealthy. The secret to being a millionaire is in how you manage your money. Choosing the path of financial intelligence, where you learn to make decisions independent of other people's advice, leads to investment wisdom. This allows you to independently sort all the divergent opinions with confidence and decide what's uniquely true for you and your portfolio. That's all on our video about what schools forget to teach you about personal wealth. If you found it helpful, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more of our amazing content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our latest uploads. We value your feedback. Feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comment section below.